becomes the focal point of Jewish worship and sacrifice. After Solomon, the kingdom is broken up into Israel in the north and Judah in the south. A little bit about prophet. So a prophet is someone that receives a message from God and delivers it to those who it's supposed to be transferred to. A main concern of a prophet is to do the will of God, to pass on the will and the meaning of God. They're not necessarily focused about their own comfort. It's other people and passing on the message to others, which is most important. So, exile. There's several different exiles, but the first exile is the Babylonian exile. And this happens at 721 BC. The Assyrians conquer Israel in the north. And in 586 BCE, the Babylonians invade Judah in the south and destroy Solomon's temple. Many Jews fled and settled outside of the Babylonian territory. This is known as the diaspora, the great dispersal of Jews outside of the Holy Land. The struggle to survive the exile is between 586 and 538 BCE, up until 64 BC. The exile ends in 538 BCE, which is as Cyrus the Great of Persia conquers Babylonians and liberates the Jewish people. So the two main results of exile, or the diaspora. One, synagogues were created, priests became teachers, and rabbis became leaders of faith. Two, exile created a need for liberators or Messiah, an anointed one, to lead the Jewish people from bondage. So what connection does this have to any other religion? Maybe take a second, pause, and answer that question. So struggle to survive continues from 64 BCE to 70 CE. Rome conquers Judah and Israel and imposes Roman rule. So the Roman rule is very harsh. It liked to reinforce power through heavy taxation, injustices, and meddling with religious affairs. It leads to a revolution or a revolt. Jewish people control part of Jerusalem for only 4 years. The Romans ultimately crush the rebellion in 70 CE and destroy all of the Jewish temple except for the Western Wall. Struggle to survive. The rabbinic period, 70 to 300 CE. Judaism survives Roman persecution because most of the Jewish people live in the diaspora. They're spread out. Remember, as a result, they ended up spreading out of Canaan, or Israel north and south, as a result of the exile. So, Judaism ends up surviving outside of the Roman territory. Rabbis compile, write, and preserve commentaries on Hebrew scriptures. They wrote about Torah, so they wrote about explanations of scriptures and passages. Call this the Midrash. And God's laws, suggestions on how to interpret laws, called the Mishnah. Thanks for your time. Feel free to go back through these videos if you have any questions. Now is a great time to write them down and get ready to ask me as we discuss this as a class. Thanks for your time.